Hey guys, what's up? Mila, the Hangry Woman here, and today I'm talking about something that has been in the news and that has actually elicited some really crappy responses, and that is Krispy Kreme's decision to give every vaccinated person a single donut. Before we get started, my channel is all about diabetes. So if you like hearing about diabetes, learning to live with it in a better way, getting recipes, learning about like different topics in the diabetes space, this channel is for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Just do yourself a favor, just go ahead and do it. Also give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are also in the comment section when we get to the end of the video. But I want to tell you about how I'm feeling about this, and yeah, let's just get into it. So if you haven't heard, Krispy Kreme is doing kind of a promotion through the end of 2021 to entice people who get vaccinated to bring their vaccination proof, which is like your little vaccination card, and you get a single free donut. I, for one, think it's great that businesses are enticing people to get their vaccines and giving things away to get people on board with making sure that they get vaccinated so that we can all get back to life a little bit faster, because literally we could have done the whole quarantine, social distancing, like stay inside thing for a couple of months and been in a completely different place in America. But we did not choose to do that. We chose to stay open. We chose to remain open. We have tons of COVID deaths. It's all really, really sad and could have been handled differently, but it wasn't. So this is where we are. And in our society, Krispy Kreme is enticing this effort for vaccinations, which I think, honestly, good on them. I think that is really encouraging. That is really good. Now, some of the feedback and the criticism of Krispy Kreme is that they are promoting obesity and diabetes, and I could screen pop up the endless amounts of crappy comments that were left on their Twitter feed after they announced this about fat people and people with diabetes. And I just had to say something. Like, Twitter was blocking people with diabetes from commenting and restricting their profiles when they went to go defend us, like as a whole community, by saying donuts do not cause diabetes, sugar does not cause diabetes. These crappy misconceptions about diabetes really are harmful to the people that are living with it. And I thought that that was interesting choice on Twitter's part to restrict and limit people's profiles who were doing that. But in any case, I think it's really important that people know that while there is a culture and a history of fat phobia, especially in America, you know, like anybody that is obese or that has diabetes is looked at as if we don't know how to take care of our bodies and control ourselves. Like, to think that one donut is going to send someone over the edge is just comical to me. It is just ridiculous. So I'm here to clear up a few misconceptions about diabetes related to the comments section. And I don't know, hopefully this brings about better education of the way that people with diabetes are treated, because man, whew, I hate having to do these videos. I really do. All of these comments are public, so I am showing them in a public forum. I found these all within Krispy Kreme's comment section on their Twitter. There you go. It's for that intro. Also, if you're new here, I have type 1.5 diabetes, which is latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. It's a slow onset form of type 1 diabetes. I was misdiagnosed with type 2 diabetes for a very long time until I was tested and they found out that I have antibodies. One of the reasons I think that I lived with a misdiagnosis for so long was because I was overweight at the time of my diagnosis, and my doctors did not think there was a reason to test me for antibodies. However, I found out that I have the autoimmune version of diabetes, which they would have known a lot sooner had they tested me and not assumed. But anyway, let's get to this. So one of the comments, Show your vaccine card and get your first free dose to diabetes. This comment is inherently wrong because, as we all know, sugar does not cause diabetes. Sugar is a contributing factor. However, it is not a cause, and you're not going to get diabetes by eating one donut. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're not. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how it happens. If you didn't know, there are many, many, many types of diabetes, but if we want to distill it down to the two types people are most familiar with, type 1 diabetes is autoimmune diabetes. So that means your body is attacking the beta cells in your pancreas, which means that you do not produce insulin and you have to inject insulin daily. Type 2 diabetes is insulin resistant diabetes. It means your body does not use the insulin it produces properly, therefore causing insulin resistance, and therefore meaning you have to inject insulin. You may have to watch diet and exercise as well to be able to control your blood sugar levels. But again, does not have anything to do with sugar in and of itself. And there are more types of diabetes than that, but like, I can't go that deep right now in this video. I just have to keep like going for these. Let's see. I love this one. That's actually a great point. Why are people mad? It's one donut, literally one donut, 5 minutes and it's gone. Even if that, what's the problem? I think that's a really good comment, because it's dumb. Let us see. This is terrible. Obesity is one of the main comorbidities for COVID deaths, which is true. Who the heck is the marketing genius who thought, yeah, more obesity is just what America needs right now in the middle of a COVID pandemic? And I really ask you, like, please tell me a person who has eaten one donut and been afflicted by obesity or diabetes by one donut. Please tell me. Like, I am just so curious. This other one, hey, Krispy Kreme geniuses, I'd fire your marketing guy since obesity and diabetes are proven to increase the risk of poor outcomes dealt with COVID-19. Genius marketing strategy. Maybe do Mila next time since VitD improves outcome. I don't know why I read that because it doesn't make any sense. If you take nothing away from this video, please just take away the fact that donuts do not cause diabetes. They don't. Like, stop using that as a crutch. And I want to like kind of insert here and also to just say, like, diabetes is a very complex metabolic disease and disorder. So like, one sugary thing isn't going to knock off your blood glucose. Like, it might make you high for a little while, but it's not going to ever like cause, like, it's not going to be the cause of your diabetes or your illness. I will also say that there have been plenty of times where sugar has saved my life because my blood sugar was in like the 40s or 50s and I needed to have something sugary for it to come up super fast to get me back into range so I wouldn't pass out and be in a freaking coma. So it's like, it's not this like bad thing that people are misrepresenting it as. And I also just feel like this is people finding something to be angry about when there's nothing to be angry about. They're not forcing you to get the vaccine and forcing you to go eat a donut. If you don't want to eat a donut, don't go eat a donut. If you don't want to go show your vaccine card, don't show your vaccine card. Like, it's as simple as that. And people make it seem like when given these choices, it's coercion and they're forced. And like, that's not what that means at all. So let's keep diving into these comments because there are lots more. Okay, here's one. Utterly shameful. Come share your personal medical details and we'll help you along with diabetes, heart attacks, and being a fat bastard. Ironic, really, when COVID affected overweight people more as well. And it's like, why is there such a disdain and name calling and shaming of people who are overweight and obese? Like, it's not your body. It's not your problem. Like, I just don't understand how people are so, I don't know, disparaging to other people's bodies. Like, it is shameful to be reading these comments, quite honestly. And also, again, 11th time in this video, donuts do not cause diabetes. Okay, that's all that I could stomach on the Krispy Kreme thread, but there's another thread from UberFacts, which is a huge Twitter account that tweets out factual information that is relatively unbiased. It's just a fact about something, no commentary. And so they tweeted out about Krispy Kreme giving you a free donut for your vaccination. One of the comments, so people end up needing a vaccine against obesity and diabetes. Again, ridiculously stupid. So we can beat COVID just in time to get diabetes. Again, the dumbest joke about diabetes is about eating one singular food or eating one singular food group and getting diabetes. That is not how it works. That is not how it ever worked. That is not how it ever will work. So I don't understand where people get this from, but like this is said over and over and over. Someone said, survived COVID, died from diabetes. People actually die from diabetes a lot because they can't afford their insulin and they have to ration it. And when there's no insulin in their body, their blood turns to acid and they die. That is one way to die from diabetes. So it's not the donut that's, causing diabetics to die. See, and diabetes later on, diabetes, let's go. A donut a day equals diabetes and obesity makes me think if it's really for a good cause. It's like, that's not how it works. Get a vaccine, get free diabetes, can die of diabetes and obesity instead of COVID. Great. Wild to see. Krispy Kreme decreasing COVID while increasing diabetes. I don't know, like it's bothersome to me to see and stomach and read all of those comments because they're out there. Like they're things that people are saying. They're things that people genuinely believe enough to tweet, like I said, with their name next to it. And to me, it just speaks to the ignorance about how painful it is to live with diabetes in general, even without having people joke about it and make your disease a punchline. And I hope that if you come across this video and you see it, you understand like why people in the diabetes community might have a reaction of anger to the way that people are talking about this. Because like I said, inherently, Krispy Kreme can do whatever they want. They're not forcing you to eat a donut a day to, and to show your vaccine card. Like it is way up to you if you want to do that. It's a personal choice. Like nobody, Krispy Kreme isn't saying like, you have to come here and show us your vaccination card and come here to eat a donut. Like they are sharing a gesture of goodwill. But also, yes, people with diabetes can eat a single donut. That is absolutely okay. It's like almost nothing that somebody with diabetes can't eat. So it just goes back to people's judgment about one, people who have a disease that others think that they have brought onto themselves. They think if it's your fault that you caused diabetes, then it's your fault that you're gonna go eat a donut. They think that if you caused your diabetes in some way, shape, or form and it was not brought onto you and it was not something that like your body just adapted to, then all of this is your fault. But it's also the rampant fat phobia and the way that people disparage and talk about people who are overweight and obese in a way that is so shameful. And I really just wanted to point out how these comments perpetuate stereotypes that are untrue about people with diabetes, but also just show that there is such hatred in the world toward people who are overweight and obese. And maybe it'll stop one day. I highly doubt it. But until then, I'll keep making videos about it, keep putting people's screenshots up and showing how these myths keep going and going and going and really harm people with diabetes. Because at the end of the day, like if you are joking about this illness and you're not living with it, the chances is that your jokes are based in something that is not a reality. And you're also doing harm to the people who are actually living with it and who have to struggle with it every day. And no matter what type of diabetes you have, you did not choose it. I think I want people to know that most at the end of this. So listen again. No matter what kind of diabetes you have, you did not choose to have it. And so one donut, one Snickers bar, one whatever is not going to cause your diabetes, okay? Like, that's just not how it works. That is not the physicality of diabetes. And I am so sick of people making jokes like this. So, like I said, when I see it, I shame it, I call it out. I do not like to let people get away with their crappy jokes about diabetes or their shitty attitudes about it. I want people to know, like, this is where I am, this is where I stand. And also, like, you're not going to talk about other people with diabetes like this, and you're not going to perpetuate myths that are untrue, that harm us, like put us in direct harm, and just like keep going on with your life. Like, that is not okay. That is not what you get to do. And I'm going to call it out every single time I see it, because it's unacceptable and it's shameful. And nobody should ever have to go through watching other people shame and belittle and make fun of a disease that they struggle with living with every single day. So I'm not letting it slide anymore. I don't care. Like, I call it out every time I see it, and I will be forceful and rude. Like, that's just where I stand. Like, I'm not letting people get away with doing that anymore. All right, if you like this video, it's an angry one, please do subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I also am just curious about your thoughts, so please leave them in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole situation. And I just, I had to speak on it. Like, when people come after people with diabetes, like, that's when I go into like full mama bear mode, and I'm like, absolutely not. Like, you're not doing this today or ever. So that's it. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.